Anange, this is my eye, and this is how I walk. So if you are in front of me and you don't give way, there are chances that my eye might knock you. Okay. My name is Natamia Osbat. I joined the Child Helpline in 2014. That was March 1st. Meanwhile, I am visually impaired, and this is my walking stick. Please don't get scared when you see this. This helps me to walk. This works as my eye. I'm here to share the experience since 2014. The time I joined, of course, as a person, I had my own worries before joining, because first of all, it was a drop down. This system was a drop down, and I had never interfaced with working with drop down. So that was one of my fears. But when I came, I found a very cooperative team, and that helped me to work around the drop down, which I was worried about. And even up to date, I work with the system very well. Since 2014, to be honest, the job was very nice, but having not worked with the helpline before, it was not very easy, because we had difficulties with the language. You had to learn certain words in Uganda. Someone says okutulugunya, and you see okutulugunya and you're like, okay, let me change. Maybe okubonyabonya kw'abaana oba okubonyaabonyezebwa kw'abaana. So it was so not easy, but the work was very enjoyable. And maybe what sometimes took me back or made me not work comfortable was we were not used to the system and the abuses. You see the prank callers, the abusive callers, and someone tells you something and you think through it, and even when you go back home, you're like, really? But of course, work hard to move on. Yeah, the team was very nice. We continued working, and I was supported, being visually impaired, and work went smoothly. Maybe what bothered us sometimes, the other time we used to work 6 days a week, then you get rest for a day. That was a little bit inconveniencing, but as time went by, the shift schedule changed, because we had to work from 7 to 3, then 3 to 7 to 9 p.m., then 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. That was a little bit tiresome, but management saw it wise and changed the working patterns. The other time we had 3 working shifts, but these days we work 2. From 7 then to 11, you go for your break at 2, you return at 3 rather, then now you resume up to 7. That work is very nice. That work schedule is really nice. Maybe issues from 2014, we've been having maybe prank callers, then we've been having the issue of abusive callers, but we endeavor to talk to them. We endeavor to talk to them and sensitize them about how effective they can use the line, and surprisingly they've become our esteemed reporters. Then we also have the issue of uncooperative reporters. say you agree, this is going to be done, maybe we refer them to the LC or CD or probation or even police, and you agree, I am going to report there. But in a week's time you call, that person has not reported anywhere. We continue working with them and encourage the need for us to work together, and they end up cooperating with us. I was very eager. I was very eager to put on those headsets and receive a call. I was very eager, but you see, in counseling, just like you said, we have a face-to-face interaction. Now the problem is, here you're talking to a person you're not seeing. That becomes a little bit challenging, and I remember my call was in Uganda, and I'd not stayed in Uganda so long. So it was a hassle handling such a call. Moreover, you're not having a face-to-face interaction. But with the guidance of my supervisor, as time went by, I was counseling people with a lot of ease. One, you would counsel someone, and maybe someone called in while they were crying, and at the end of the call, someone is smiling and appreciating. And I remember another scenario where pupils were going for PLE, and this is one boy from Isinjiro who almost missed his exams because he had not completed school fees. Now that morning, actually it was coming to 9, we worked with the I think that was the chairperson school management committee. Then we worked with some neighbor who had a vehicle because the distance was a little bit long, and we talked to that chairperson school management committee, and that boy had to sit his PLE. That was really great because I even followed up with the head teacher, and he told me the people sat for that, for his exams. Yes, but we continue to have impactful moments each and every other day. Because when you handle a difficult case and maybe you're like, oh, how is this going to end? But with the referral points, that case ends successfully. That really becomes an impactful moment, and it really brings a smile on us. Yeah, just like I told you before, they used to have an impact, I think, on our mental. But as time went by, we had workshops to do with our mental health. Then we also had counselors to work on our mental health, and even when they are stressful, you have a way of handling them. So right now, even if cases are a bit challenging, we find ways of dealing with them and ensuring that they don't have a negative impact on ourselves. Yes, but like we were saying, from 2014, a lot more has changed, and it's been a learning process. Because, for example, the system has been upgraded, I think thrice? Yes. Then we have our supervisors who have been mentoring us. Then even the IT has increased because every other time we have JAWS now. JAWS you might not really understand, but it's job access with speech. It is for the visually impaired. It's that voice which speaks as you write. Something is showing on the screen, but the other side it is reading. So JAWS has been provided, the system has been upgraded. We have had workshops for stress management and mental health. And yeah, it's been a learning process, and at least our work improves every other day. Yeah, first of all, for the first time working in an inclusive community, I was warmly received. My reception was very nice. So my word to my fellow councillors is thank you for accepting and receiving me, accepting to work with a person with visual impairment. And work continues. We need to continue working and giving the best. Yes.